and you exemplify those traits so perfectly to me that it blew me away. I think when I received the episodes and watched them, I think I watched the episode maybe twice or three times, just to understand it, just to really get my head around the work you did and the work that Bala and everyone did on that episode. It's just fantastic.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, it is sweet. Sweet.
Hello, everybody. How are we all doing today?
Hi.
Really well. How are you?
Thank you.
Doing great. My name is Shahbaz.
And I'm Anthony.
And
Hi,
nice
nice to meet you.
Thank you all so much for sharing your time with us today on the Movie Podcast. It is so amazing to have The Witcher back in the world. And as hard as it is, we are going to try and stay as spoiler-free as we can.
Yeah, us too.
So-
Right. Yeah.
Perfect. Anya, in this season, Yennefer finally gets her magic back. What can you tell us about creating her magic and movements for the show?
Ooh, do you know what? It was nice to have magic back this season. I felt very lost as the actor and the character last season. So yeah, we wanted to elevate magic a little bit more, and we actually made Yennefer's magic a little bit more specific. We added Indian dance moves, gestures, hand movements, because there's a lot of that in Indian dance to Yennefer's magic, because it's something that I know very well and thought would be, lend itself well to Yennefer's spells, I suppose. So yeah, it was fun to do this season, more so than the previous two.
Absolutely. And it's great to see that there's so much more incorporation, especially culturally, that's involved with it as well.
Yeah.
Joey, what devil song do you feel best fits Jaskier's romantic life this season? And do you have a favorite song that you love singing throughout this season?
As in the Amazing Devil. Thanks for asking. What devil song best represent? I couldn't tell you, if I'm honest, because they're such different projects, and I purposely try and keep them quite separate. I'm sure Jaskier would have his. I'm pretty sure Jaskier would have some serious thoughts about the Amazing Devil songs, and probably be very discerning, and probably give me some notes on them, and I would ignore them. And what was your second question? Sorry.
Oh, what's your favorite song that you sing this season?
My favorite song that I sing this season, my favorite song that, Joe Trapanese and myself worked really hard on some of the new songs this season. Extraordinary Things was the first song that I wrote on the lute, on the actual instrument, as opposed to writing it on a different instrument and then applying it to the lute. And so that was special. But I think that my favorite song is probably a song that happens later on in the season. And for fans of the books, they'll know the scene whereby Jaskier has to use song to share history and provoke emotion, so that he might be able to convince people to help him. And that song was I had to write in another invented language, and so that was I think for me on the day one of the most grounding sort of experiences. So I think that might be my favorite.
Very cool. That's very cool. Yeah. Is there an episode this season that you're most excited for fans to see? And Freya, we'll start with you.
I am really excited for them to see episode 7.
Me too.
Because it's the desert.
Yes.
And the unicorn.
Yeah.
And I think that's an iconic moment in the books. So
It's an iconic moment for you. You're amazing. And it's a tour de force.
It's amazing.
Tour de force.
thanks, Joey. Well, yeah, I'm excited for people to see that journey. It was a really exciting one for me to get to tackle.
What about you other folks?
I literally, that's my favorite episode. It's the one that I just felt was, again, closest to the books, but also it's been so long since it's been such a long time watching Ciri as a character get to a point of total strength and total vulnerability in the same episode. And you exemplify those traits so perfectly to me that it blew me away. I think when I received the episodes and watched them, I think I watched the episode maybe twice or three times, just to understand it, just to really get my head around the work you did and the work that Bala and everyone did on that episode. It's just fantastic.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, it is sweet. It's sweet.
Before we wrap up, Henry Cavill is no doubt the biggest Witcher fan out there. Was there ever testing you on the lore? Were there any like times where you're off and he's like, I'm going to quiz you on this, I'm going to quiz you on that?
No, he's way too considerate for that.
Mhm.
No, he doesn't even
He
test
wouldn't
anyone.
do that, no,
And he wouldn't dare test me because,
Oh.
yeah,
because he would give
I
him
might be able to.
Nah.
I'd be able to give him a run for his money on that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, we can't wait for fans to see the show come out, and especially like you mentioned, episode 7, which clearly is one that people are gonna be watching over and over again. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great rest of your day, guys.
Thank you. You too. Thank you for your questions.